Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. And this week on the Magic Roundabout, we have got Dinky Toys Mighty Antar low loader or transporter. I'd just like to welcome any new friends to the channel. Thanks very much for joining, and I welcome back all the old friends of the channel. Thanks for sticking with me. It's much appreciated. Yeah, we're on the bench at the minute because this is too big for my light box. It keeps kicking into it, and so I've got it on the bench for a minute. Okay then, so let's get it off the magic, get it on the bench, and see if we can take this apart. I've not done one of these before, so this is the first for me. No doubt there's some people out there, some of the friends of the channel, who've done quite a few of these, whether they restored them or code through them. So don't be too harsh on me when I attack this. We'll see you later. This is it then, the Mighty Antar. There you go. This front end unit is the same as the Army one and the other one carrying the generator. This changes. The Army one's got the tank transporter piece on the back. Okay, right, this is a repo propeller. There you go, and it's got the pallet, which I'll put some pegs sticking up in there to just locate this on, clean this up. This is resin cast, so is this. So we've got to try and paint this in like a brassy copper colour, whatever I can do for that. Clean it all down, get it all sorted, get all these horrible paint marks off it around here. Get it as smooth as smooth. It'd be no good on a boat with that, would it? It'll vibrate like mad. It will. So that's that. A lot of wheels and axles on this big boy. You should have glass in the red one. Red one has glass in it. This is a red front end. I think that's grey. And that's just your bare metal. Well, it will be anyway. Yeah, as you've got Antar written on the front. Yeah, so I've got a glass on order. Hopefully it'll be here. Now this driver is the same as the Army driver. If you look, he's got his beret on, and that's the same casting, but it's not been took apart. So they've used the same casting as the Army one with the driver in it. Okay. So yeah, it's been overpainted. So really, what I'm going to do to get this apart, like I said, I've never done one of these before. I'm not going to touch this bottom piece there. I'm just going to grind this off the top here, get this off, and probably drill a hole in the middle of the post and put a rivet in there, a small rivet in there. Hopefully there's room for it. It looks like there probably will be in there. Okay. Let's get a lot of grinding of these axles, get these off. There's a post there to get off at the front there. Take the front axle out. That should take this base should come off then. Axles come out there, axles come out there. Yeah, because that's all loose, look, at the minute. That one's sorting out. So there we go, a lot of grinding. So I'm going to grind, look at all the amount of wheels on here, look. My lord. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to risk chucking it in the casting as it is, in the cossack as it is, because I might damage them, these here. So it won't take long to paint these over again. They're quite thick axles. So let me get some tools out and let me have a look, see what I'm going to do with this. It's number 986, by the way. Dinky Super Toys low loader 986, and Thornycroft Mighty Antar, made in England. There you go. Now you know. Right, what we've done, that's the pin that goes out for the bottom. As you know, so all I did was grind it flat with a flat disc, so it was just on the surface, basically. I mean, if I turn it upside down, you might be, see if I pop that back in there, you'll see how I did it. It's quite straightforward. It won't take too long messing about and get it in there. Come on, your toe, right? Get in there. Come on. Just to show you how much I actually took off it. Right. Which wasn't a great deal. If you have a look, I just ground it to the surface, and I used the spring punch, whacked it on the top, and it came out like so. Yeah, so I'm going to do is try and drill a hole in there, okay, and put a small, probably one of the matchbox rivets or something in there just to hold it in. Okay, right, so that's that bit out. So that's that bit, and as you saw, that this was loose. So all I did then, I tried to sort of wiggle it about a little bit, and the rivet, the post was sticking up slightly. So I just went round the outer edge with this, as it was protruding. Yeah, and I just got the screwdriver underneath it, just popped out. So what you do then, it's got two claws at the back, one there and one there. So you tilt it back, and then it should come off like so. Yeah. Alright. There's your driver, sitting suspended in mid-air. Bless him. And this is your base now. There you can see it's an oval hole there. There's the post. It's been, you can still see the mushroom on it, look. Well, I didn't ground the back, so I couldn't get to it, but I just ground around the front here and it just come out. You can see the sides on it there. So anyway, we'll drill it out and put a rivet in. That's what we do with that. So that now I'm going to drill this. See if I get this man out and drill it out from here, I think. That'll do, and I'll leave him on there. Just drill it out from there. Just as quick. Or just grind it off and I can glue him back on in there. I can use this spring bit to paint him with, can't I? That sounds like a plan. The glass, as you can see, it's all smashed and broken. I'll have to do something with that. I'll probably get me soldering iron on there when I drilled him out. Because I don't know what the new glass is going to be like when it comes. I think what I saw the picture, it was solid without a hole in it. So we'll see. I might just break this glass out. I might just break the glass out and then drill a hole in the new one. That might be favourite, mightn't it? And I can drill a hole big enough to go over that rivet. I know it's a bit of a cowboy way of doing things, but sometimes you need to do these things, don't you? Get it out of the way. Get it done. Anyway, I'm going to keep going out of shot. My camera must be at a funny angle. Sorry about that, people. I must have tilted my camera up. Yeah. I'll sort this out, and then, in fact, hold on, while we're out. If you've got headphones on, turn them down. That might be enough. So I didn't want to change my grinding bit because I want to use that for taking the axles off. Yes, hopefully that'll come off. It might bend a little bit, but it's a tough old bugger, isn't it? Oh, okay. I shall have to carry on doing that. Let me grind the rest of this off, get it out, get the window out, and this will go in the caustic then. Okay. Grind the axles off. Same routine as we always do. There's a lot of these here, so I might just use the, like I had here, just use this. Try and hold that with my finger. Get these off. That's how we get these off anyway. So I'm going to carry on and get these off. All of them. Okay. And then we'll come back when it's caustic soda time. Okay. Right. Yeah, excuse the noise of the fan on. But I totally forgot about filming this. And last time we saw it, I was taking the wheels and that off. And I was going to put it in caustic soda, which I've done that. That's fine. But I started bloody painting this and I realised I thought I hadn't put the camera on. Yeah, so what I've done was the middle bed on the one that Dinky from the factory, this is painted black, but I'm going to have that natural metal. Okay, so anyway, that's all the that's all that done. Just primed it now. Just a second done it and I brought it over to show you. I hadn't primed this yet, so that's all cleaned off, ready to go. I had to do some repairs on this window pillar. It was broken in two places, but I managed to salvage it. And there was a dent in the front there, which I managed to sort that out with some super glue and baking powder. Yeah. So that's all ready to go. I'm going to put some primer on it to see what it looks like. That's in methylated spirits at the minute. That's why it's like that. And this is the chassis. There's nothing wrong with that, it was fine. It was slightly bent though, I must admit. It was kicked back a little bit, if you imagine that. It was, the chassis was kicked back a little bit. It's very soft though, I was surprised. I thought, you know, to put a lot of pressure to bend it, but very little. It's got a lot of holes in it, that's why. It's got all these holes across here, so made, I don't know, we've got it on here. Yeah, so that's that. So that's where we are with that. They're going to be primed any minute now. This is the propeller and the thing. I took the paint off it, but it's obviously been broken in the past. This is a resin cast. I'm led to believe this is a repo part at some point, but it needs a lot of work. And being resin, I have to have a mask on, obviously, when you're doing resin. When you're sanding resin, because the fine dust particles gets in your throat and it makes you feel rough. So yeah, I'm doing this at the minute. That could take some time, and the same with this. Yeah. Okay. So that's going to take some time. I'm going to paint this in like a goldy bronze. So it has to be as smooth as I can get it. Because you can see big lumps there, and it's filler and stuff. So I don't know. I'm working on it, chaps. I'm working on it, people. So that's where we are. I've got the axles in there. Tyres, that's the repo window unit in, and there's the pin I managed to drill a hole in the pin there to put a rivet in to hold it together, and it's done. So that's where we are. So I'm going to crack on and get this painted, primed and painted. Okay then, that's that paint then. As your red, this is your Mars red on here. I've done the grey bumper to match the grey chassis at the back. Yeah, it's not too bad. The repair is not noticeable really. Let me just pull back a bit because it's a bit, there you go. It's a bit bright and in your face. Yeah, that's your red. Yeah. Your post is all drilled out. This is just the bottom half of your base. Now what, I don't know, what's that? Yeah. I've painted the springs black just to break up the chassis on there. So that's that done. And here's the back end in the grey. You see I've done that, kept that bare metal, masked it off, painted it. So that's your grey, all done. So, you know, grey and red. And I've got all the wheels over here. I'm starting to get them all out. All the wheels are all painted grey. And in fact, I did make a bit of a dropped a boo-boo on this one. When I painted everything, I had all the wheels and I thought, yeah, and I painted all the wheels red. And after I painted it, and I thought, you silly git, they should be flipping grey. So I had to go over and paint them all again, grey. Never mind. Okay, now, this is the palette that goes on the back. I'm not going to touch it because I just painted it. And I've done it in the Rover Rustic Brown. Yeah, as it's supposed to be in a brown. So that's done. And the propeller at the minute is, oh, that propeller. It's such a bad shape. Time I got the paint off it and everything else. You know, the resin casting, I think it's a homemade one, and it really was full of holes, pits, cuts, and I sanded it all down. I got as smooth as I could, primed it, still loads of pinholes in it and everything. So I filled it, primed it, and it just, the more you sand it, the more appears, you know, potholes and holes appear. So I've done the best I can with it, and it's not really perfect, but there you go. It is what it is. I'm not forking out for a new one. So that's where we are at the minute. Oh, and I'm going to use these to hold this pallet down. Yeah, this is what these are for. It goes over. Pallet sits in there, and then these hold it down. So I thought, raffled through the missus shed, gardening bits and pieces, and I found these. And I thought, yep, I'll claim a couple of those. So that's what we're going to use for doing a pallet down with. So that's where we are. That's the situation. Driver, he's half painted, done his blue overalls, and his and what have you. Going to do his face next. Okay. So he's ready to go. What else have we done? Yeah, refurbished the tyres. Gone through them and sorted out ones I could use. Axles are cleaned up, and I've drilled the hole. Let me just get this, so I can get this right now. Where is it? I don't know if I've already showed you this or not, I can't remember now. Yeah, I've drilled the hole in the pin. Now the pin that goes up through there. Goes up through there. And I'll drill the hole in that now to take a rivet. Alright. So I'll drop a rivet in there. Can't remember which rivet I was using, whether it was a big one or a small one, I can't remember. Yeah, it'll be a small one, it won't be this big one. There it is. Yeah, take this small Matchbox Hot Wheels rivet. We'll go in there like that, yeah. And that just fits on top there without a washer. There you go, it fits on top like that. So hopefully we'll glue that in there and we'll be Bob's your uncle. So I've got to just get this propeller sorted out, and then we'll do some details in a bit. And what I'm going to do in between them bars at the front, that's what they're black. And then there's a chrome that looks like the symbol, Thornycroft, up there is chrome. Do the headlights. Okay, door handles. There's not really a lot else to do. Because it is a modern day recommission, it's not an army one, so we can perhaps put a few odds and sods on it. I might chrome these, paint these bonnet lifter uppers. Yeah, we'll see how we go. All right, catch you in a minute. Alrighty then, we're doing a bit of detail painting. I just made a start on the grill. I'm using the satin black. I'm using Revell Aqua satin black. I'm going to get in between all these bars, and I'm using a long brush. Makes that a little bit easier. So we got the black in between the bars, and this Antar will be in like a aluminium. So is that the T, Antar, the T, the big T. That'll be in the same. Your still red lights and your door handles. So there's not a lot really. So I'm going to do a bit of this for you, and I'm going to carry on because it's taking a long time to get this right. You need to get it right so you don't splash too much up the sides and everywhere else. So, like as always, take your time. Don't load your brush up too much. And this is dimple, so you can like stipple it in as well if you want. But my advice would keep moving it around, because different lights will show where you've missed and where you've not missed. Yeah. Especially in the corners there. Right, so I'm just going to give you a little bit of a demo on this one. I mean, there's not a lot of detail to put on this, but most of the ones on Google Images that you see are all army ones. There's quite a few of the later ones on there, which are still army ones, but the later ones have got the lights in the bumper there. But this one hasn't. This is an earlier one. And there's not that many on here, which surprised me. So we're just going to get around that R there. So we're just going to stroke it in there gently. I always have a toothpick cocktail stick handy, in case you spill over quickly, you can get it off. And then when you look at it forward, you can see just down here where I've missed a bit slightly, just there. So like I say, it's always best to keep moving it around in your hand, because different lights will show at different angles. Switch it around that way. To me, this is very satisfying if you get it right, and very frustrating if you get it wrong. But at the end of the day, what's the worst can happen? If you make a total mess of it, you just strip it and do it again. I know it takes time and everything else, but it's not as if it's going to be totally ruined, is it? Eh? As they say, for every problem, there's a solution. And they also say, easier said than done. As you can see, I put the glass in. I've done that because it needed to dry. There's probably easier ways to do it than this, but I like doing this because it keeps your fingers' dexterity going and your coordination and stuff. That just might be a bit much in there. But I'm just trying to get above the R, and there's not a lot of room. That's got it. And there's the old saying, it's like watching paint dry. Yeah. It's got to get in there. In that bit there. I might have to touch these up again when I do the silver. Or the aluminium, shall I say. I think these were stainless steel letters on the real thing. Yep. Okay, right, I've took enough of your time up. So that's what I'm going to be doing all the way along the front there. I think these were radiator fill caps. There's two little, you can see them there, one there, one there, radiator fill caps. Lights here, obviously. Yeah, I'll put the glass in. And I should probably just put a bit of chrome on these just to bling them up a little bit, just to break it up. All right, so I'm going to see you when that's all finished. Okay, details painted, headlights, the Antar sign, 2 filler caps, radiator caps, the bonnet lift handles, both sides, and so on. Bit of step there. If you notice on here, the casting of the Antar lettering wasn't great. There's the legs on the R were too short. They're very, very short. And on that A there, and that line with that N is very close to that there. So done the best we can with it anyway. So that's that. I'll put on that's the palette. That's painted in that brown, Rover brown. And I've used bag ties of the right width to go on there, which I nicked out of my missus' gardening shed. Okay. So that's all ready to go, and I've banged on the axles on the back wheels. Because don't forget that's got 3 on the back there, 4 on the back. So that's all ready to go. Right, what I'm doing now, just out of the way, is putting this axle on. I'll try and film this. What I do is not a lot, if you can see, there's not a lot of stud to work on. So what I'm going to try and do is, if you've got headphones on, turn them off now. Just gives it a little bit of a start. I can't do it too much because there's not a lot on here. And then I'll go around with my hammer. If you're not confident enough, put a cover over it. But there's not a lot of room, to be honest with you, to put a cover on this. And I need to see what I'm doing. But just gentle taps, not flat on the top. You don't need to, if you hit it flat on the top, you're not going to gain anything. You need to come at an angle. So what you're doing is you're rounding off the edges. You don't need to hit it hard. You just need to have a bit of patience and get it as close to the edge as you can. Because what you're doing is you're peening over the edge. If you scuff your wheel, you can always touch it up. These are quite thick axles, so it's going to take some time for me to peen this over. Try and keep moving it around. See, it still wants a bit yet. It's getting there, it's grabbing it. Right, I'm going to carry on and do that, okay? So that's just basically, I showed you that one again. Right, that's all done. All spinning, all singing, all dancing. Alright, so we're there. We're good to put tyres on now. This is straightforward, putting this cab on. You've got your 2 hooks there. What go into these 2 squares here. Like so. Just the one rivet in there, job done. That's it. Okay. The tricky bit is getting this pin. Where is it? I've got to work a way of supporting this pin underneath while I put the rivet in the top of it here, because I don't want this to drop down through there, drop down while I'm putting this on, because it will just make it so slack. And I can't glue this pin in because it needs to pivot on it. Okay. All right. So there we go. What I'm going to do, because I mean it's only one, I've only got to glue one rivet in it and whatever, so I'm going to get that glued in, put the tires on that, so that's that done. Okay, and then we'll concentrate on what we're going to do with this bit here. That's it then. Yeah, what I've done, I found it awkward to try and do it on camera. I did it a couple of times on trying to get the camera angle right, and I just couldn't get it right to put this trail on, because it's too big to manoeuvre around and my hands were getting in the way. Right, so what I did basically was got a cloth, laid it on its side, put the pin in. Now the pin's got a shoulder on it, so it won't go right up, and these two don't sit flush together. That's the whole idea of the shoulders, so it allows it to move. So I shoved it up with there, and I used a piece of stick basically to hold it in. Put some super glue on the rivet and pushed it in from this side and just held it together for a little while, and it's seemed to have worked fine. So yeah, that's the pin in there, look. And you had to play in up and down play. That's it hitting the shoulder. So yeah, and it's not coming off, and you've got free movement. So yeah, pretty good that. Yeah, apologies for not showing you all the assembly part, but like I said, there was just one rivet to go in this bit, and you know, you don't need to see me putting one rivet in. And this one was awkward because it was on camera because of the length of it and the fact that I was trying to get it on its side and put two hands, it would have blocked the view anyway, so you wouldn't have seen anything. So apologies for that, but yeah, this is where we are in a minute. I'm going to put some Molotov on the end of these axles just to brighten them up a little bit after I've been hammering them. The noise you can hear in the background is the extractor fan, because I've just finished painting the propeller. Hang on a second. Yeah, I've just finished painting this. Okay, now I started off with a white undercoat, and then I did an Aztec gold on top of that, and finished with a Ford Polar gold, just to brighten up a little bit around the edges. Yeah, it's still wet at the minute, so I'm not going to put any lacquer on it. I'm just going to leave it as it is. It's got plenty of paint on it, so that'll go on there. Okay, I've cleaned it out the best I can. It's a lot better than what it was, I can tell you. I think there's more work went into this than there was into this. So there you go. Right, I'm going to put this back now, and next time we see this, it will be on the old well, it won't go on a magic roundabout. It'll have to be, I'll bring the turntable out here and we'll do it on here. And it was a nice day tomorrow, because it's evening time now. It's 7:10 at night and it's dark, so if it's nice tomorrow, I'll do a couple of outside shots. Okay then, we're all done. Here we are, all finished. I'm sorry we're not on the light box, but this just won't go in the light box, it's just too big. So, as you can see, I'm just trying to turn this around. Got the drivers in, writing's on the wall, propellers on the back. There we go. Yeah, it's all done and dusted. Yeah, done the best I can with that propeller. Really, it was a bit of a mess, but yeah, it's all tied down, all safe and secure. Yeah, pretty good. It's a big old beast. I've got to make room in the cabinet for this. Draw back a little bit so you get it all in. Screws the tools now in the background, but there we go. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, this is a Mars red. So we're all done with that. Grey. at the back. Yeah, that's on. Yeah. Alrighty, right. I'm going to go down and do some outside shots now. Down the top of the garden near the house. You might see a bit better in the light. So draw it back a little bit. There you go. Just cruise on over the top. Have a quick look along the length of it. There we go. Right, I'm going to do some outside shots to hang about. And when the outside shots are done, I'll see you all next week. Let's have a look. Yeah, it'll be the end of the month again, won't it? That soon come round again, doesn't it? Okay, we'll see you all next week. So be lucky, be happy, and enjoy whatever you're doing.